Everyone. We are here for another episode of Vibrations of Truth. And what's happening in the cosmos this week? Well, the planets aligned last night. That's exciting. So, what's happening for you with this planetary alignment? Are things aligning in your life? Is your inner world and outer world aligning perfectly the way that you vision it? And tomorrow we have a new moon, which is going to be exciting. New moons are for new beginnings, planting new seeds and keeping those seeds alive. So it's a great time to take a look at what is it that you're planting for your life? What seeds are you planting? What are you birthing into your world? And how is that going to come into fruition over the next couple weeks? I am Jen Smith. Michelle Bowen is here with me as well. And we are going to be talking about praxis. And we work through a program for manifestation, and praxis is about integrating belief with behavior. So good morning, Michelle. How are you?
Good morning, Jen. Yeah, this is another big topic, one with a little more, some more challenges and good lessons to learn. So happy to be here to talk about it today.
Well, that's awesome. So there were a lot of things that were coming up for you on the because prior to us getting on and talking, I was like, "What subject do you want to talk about today?" And this was the one, praxis, because we have talked about it this week a little bit. So from praxis, integrating belief, behavior with belief. So we've worked over the last several months, um,
Mhm.
weeks. I don't know where we're at right now, maybe 14 weeks or so, about really thinking about what we wanted for our life. What is our dream? What is our life? What do we want to manifest into the world? And then we have to work on our beliefs, right? Because there's underlying beliefs in our subconscious programming that may hinder those things coming into our physical world because of the false belief systems that we have running in our subconscious mind where we've been programmed. And now we're at the point where, okay, we've got to make sure that we're putting action. We're integrating our new beliefs into our behavior. So, having said that, anything come into your mind right now? Are you integrating your new beliefs? Is your belief system integrated into your behavior?
Yeah, I think I think for the most part, yes. Um, Personally, for me, there have been some challenges because, as you've said before, like even if you have thoughts and you're taking those small actions, sometimes those things don't come into the physical world as quickly as you want. They're not always instantaneous, and at some point they will be. But I think
Mhm.
just being new to this and learning this and kind of getting um, really into this, I'm not solidly there yet, but it is. So things are maybe not as the way that I want them yet. So I'm trying to be patient with that, and just continue believing. Um, Really, that bumps up, with some things for me medically and stuff like that. But we always, we're going to get where we need to go. It's just a matter of time. And I am really trying to just kind of stay strong in that and just constantly tell myself, this is, healing is my body being healed, and whole is exactly where, I guess what everybody deserves and what everybody is born to have, and that'll happen. So
Yeah, you're
personally,
reminding me of some things coming up right now,
yeah.
and, I have 3 things. I have things down on my little vision board here, just as reminders of what
Hmm.
I'm bringing into my world. And there's 3 things that I put on there just as a reminder, 3 truths and truths for everybody. And
Right.
the first truth is I am blessed with divine wisdom. So whenever we can relax into who we really are as divine beings, We are all blessed with this divine wisdom. We are all blessed with being able to tap into this universal mind, this all-knowing power. We all have the ability to do that. It's just relaxing. The second truth is I am blessed with perfect health. And that is just a natural state of being. I am blessed with perfect health. That's true for everyone. That's true for everyone. And the third truth, I am blessed with unlimited abundance because that's the natural way of who we are. So if we
Right.
can relax into that and allow things to be, to let things be, um, that is a truth for all of us. We just get in our own way. We get in our own way, and that's what we have to work through, and that's all through limited, uh, those limited beliefs, those paradigms, those things that we have been programmed with from birth, just learning, and that's how our society is, and then continuing to allow ourselves to be programmed by, uh, the things that we pay attention to, the things that we're watching, the things that we're listening to, and, so that's how we get programmed. We ourselves allow that to happen, and, so I wanted to point that out because you were talking about health, and then I was like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the truth."
Yeah.
So let's talk about what are some of the things that are coming into your life?
Opportunities. Yeah, I mean, small things that are good things, right? Yesterday I had a wonderful day where I just feel like I was in a flow and things just kind of rolled out the way that well, I didn't even intend. Honestly, I had a whole list of things that I thought I'm going to get this. I was feeling so good. I'm going to get this done and this done and this done. But I was just able to just to stay present and flow, and it did not get everything off the checklist, but I had so many more things come around that were beautiful and wonderful for me. Small things like being, having time with my parents and going to listening to music with them, being out in nature,
Mm.
enjoying the beautiful weather. Like those things were so uplifting and good, and just like filled my whole heart. And I got to talk to my daughter for a while. Like just small things like that. That had I kept chugging along at that list of things, and I would have missed those opportunities. So I'm glad that I just was able to just kind of move and flow like that. But yeah, like overall, I think opportunity, help is coming, that to kind of get things cleared out. That's another goal that I have, or something that's going to get me to my bigger goal. So
Mhm.
I'm just trying to stay as open as possible and do the little things. Um,
Yeah, joyous
yeah, good things happen,
simplicity.
I suppose, when you do
What
that, right?
what you just discussed with
Joyous
just
simplicity. Yeah,
yeah, what you just discussed with just uh, the simple things in life, but they're big things too. Just enjoying family, enjoying the
yeah,
now moment.
yeah,
Those are all
right,
joyous simplicity. I think we talked about that yesterday a little bit. Just to
yeah,
live in
yeah,
that stream, right? Because whenever you can keep your
right,
vibration up and you can be in that positive stream of, thoughts, things will start to be attracted to you. So
right. So that's honestly that is my, like, I guess overall goal is to just try to do that. And if I don't know what to do, or if I'm feeling frustrated or whatever, I just stop
yeah.
and try to do something that brings me joy to get me back there. Also, too, one other good thing that you told me this week when I was like, I'm so tired or whatever, you're like, no,
Stop
you're
saying
not
that.
tired.
No. Say, "I am not tired."
Yeah,
Tell yourself something
I
different.
am not tired. I'm feeling, you know what? I did that, this just different things like that this morning, and was like, so I was not feeling well when I first woke up. And then I'm like, no, I'm feeling great.
Mhm.
And I immediately went right into writing out my goal, and writing all the things that I am and the things that I'm grateful for and all of that. And it was just so uplifting. And then I just had time to meditate before we even came on. And I'm like, this is such a good way
Yes,
to start my
every
day.
morning.
I love that.
Uh
I love it. And I was just thinking too, because we talked a little bit yesterday just about the power of your words, right? And being mindful and aware of the things that you're saying and what that brings forth into your world. You're, speaking kind of into your reality. Um, and I just, that's something that I really do find that I need to be better at, I guess, and will improve on, now that I'm aware of it. I appreciate when you called me out on that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need these reminders. I need these reminders. Even when I text you and I'm like, I'm not ready to push yet. And you're like, we don't push.
I say, "We don't push
We're not
anymore, we're
pushing.
flowing now."
Yeah. And I'm like, yes, we are flowing. We are. And so it's stuff like that where you just get so into the routine of, and it is sort of negative talk, the things that what I'm saying or how I framed it or whatever, but I don't feel necessarily that way, but it really is conflicting. So anyway, those are just some things for me. But
Yeah, framing that, speaking the words, I think that what that really is all about is it helps us recognize what we're saying internally. So that's why that's important because what the true word is what you're thinking. Like, what are you thinking internally all day long? Are we thinking about what we want? Are we that's that what we're focused on, or are we thinking about what we don't want? And
yeah,
I would say people like to be problem solvers, right? So it seems like we think about the things we don't want. And problem solving is good if you're thinking about what you want, right? Because there's going to be things that come up in our life and okay, we have to resolve some things, right? Um, I was listening
hmm,
to some statistics on this the other day. It was actually through one of Bob's old programs. But he said the things that we worry about, only 8% of them do we actually have to like come up with a solution for. The rest are just things that will never come to fruition. So why are we even thinking about it? You know? And there's just a few things where sometimes we have to say, wait a minute, we got to put a different action here. But for the most part, you really want to focus on what you want. And most of the other things just kind
yeah,
of, all go away on their own because there's most
yeah,
of them we're creating. It's a psychological worry, right?
right. And I think too, I mean, I guess if you say that, it's so easy to get caught up in that the worry and hold on to that and hold on to that and hold on. You're creating a story that isn't even true a lot of the time, or you don't have no idea. So if there's a possibility that it could be the negative way, why isn't there a possibility that it could be the, a positive thing? So I think it's a matter of perspective and shifting that as well, which is
It's a
good.
matter
So
of trusting.
yeah,
If you have a goal and you've made a committed decision, everything has to come into fruition. So sometimes you just trust and allow because sometimes other pieces have to move for your goal to come in. And it all comes back to trusting and allowing.
right. Yeah, the piece is moving. That's a big one
Mhm.
because you don't know how it's all going to necessarily come to fruition. Even if you have a plan, there's a divine
Right.
plan. So right, you have a big goal, and it may seem really kind of odd or out of left field that there's a shift that you didn't expect, and it might seem like it's something that could be negatively impactful or whatever, but you'll eventually see the good in it because it actually moved part of your life or
Mhm.
upended part of your life that you really didn't know you didn't need or didn't intend for it to do originally, but then you learn later on why it happened and it was for the best. And yeah, that's good. That's good.
It is. It is. The knowing the laws of the universe, God's laws, the universal laws is so important for for our lives. And once you claim this self-awareness about how everything operates, like you can't unlearn that. It's there. And
Yeah,
but the good thing is that now you know how to move forward with grace and how to create the life you want.
right. Great point. Great point. We were talking about a little bit about desert, just beliefs and um, having the things you want. And the one thing that you said to me this week that really kind of stood out to me and made a big impact on me was like, you deserve because you're you deserve it because you're born. You deserve things because you're born, not because you earn them, not because of the things necessarily you do. So I know we're kind of moving a little bit here, but um, I just would like it if you just spoke a little bit about that, if you can, and then I
Yeah,
think what I
I
was
think
hitting up
why
against.
that came up, why that phrase came up was because we were looking at some of the um, different blocks that we tell ourselves, some of the things that may be keeping us from the abundance because of what we think about ourselves. So when we're talking about beliefs and shifting beliefs and limited beliefs, one is the first thing I tell people is what is it that you believe about yourself? Start there first, right? That's a really great way.
Yeah.
What is the belief that you have about yourself? And do you remember the 5 most common beliefs that are abundance blockers?
Yes. Yeah, I do. There's something is wrong with me. I'm not good enough. I did something wrong.
Mm.
I don't belong. That was a big one for me. And I deserve to be punished.
Yeah,
Those were
so
the
those
five.
are 5 limited beliefs that are in the subconscious mind that could be running. And we're all different. We have all had different experiences. So but those are 5 foundational ones to start with. I think it was the 3rd one that you said. I did something wrong, right? So that was a big one
Yeah.
for me, and it was just my experiences through, uh, you know, growing up and then also through the corporate world where I did something wrong. Like, you're always getting your hand slapped for doing a great job is what I think sometimes. But then that's
Yeah.
stuck in your
Yeah.
head, like, "Oh, great, they're gonna say something," but now that's a belief, and we're kind of bringing those situations to ourselves. So, it's
Yeah.
really getting past those limited beliefs, overriding them with new powerful beliefs, and whenever we were talking about deserving and the abundance of life, of receiving whatever it is we want for our life. We all deserve it. Every person that's listening to this, every person on the planet, we deserve because we were born. That's it. There's no other we deserve because this or we don't deserve because of this. It's everyone deserves because you were born. And just leaving it simple like that. That helps the brain not go back into old programming. "Oh, why do I deserve this?" Nope, you deserve because you were born. We're spiritual beings, living in this physical body. We came here to have a wonderful life and to explore and to experience life here and to remember who we really are as spiritual beings and what our true capabilities are of being able to heal ourselves, being able to manifest, being all this great abundance if we can get our mind in the right thinking order and just do the right things, right? So it's an exact science. It's available for people, but you know, it's available. Does everyone jump in and really study who they are? Because that's the most important thing you'll ever study. We're doing that,
Yeah.
um,
Right.
but not everyone is yet, and that's okay. Everybody will come to the realization when it's time.
Right. And I think it forces you. It forces you. It's not the easiest thing. Let me just say that it's a wonderful thing. It's the best learning experience. It's the best teacher you have. Looking at yourself and kind of figuring all of that out, and it's life changing to no end. But like it is not the easiest thing for people, and I
Why do you think that? Why do you
I
think it's
do.
not the easiest thing for people?
I think because there's so much attached to the past,
Oh,
right? And things that we should be letting go of, like guilt and blame and shame and all the things that we have just held on to.
yeah.
And
Well, so the past is the past. There's nothing you can do about it, right?
right,
Everything is now. I think we've
right,
talked about that before, the power of now. Everything is happening now.
This is all you have.
We talk about linear time for, it helps us learn and
Right.
things like that, but it's actually a spiral of time. Everything is now. So there's nothing from the past that you can go, it's already done. You can't fix it. You can't do anything
Right.
about it. There's nothing to go back. There's no reason to go back to the past at all. If you need something from the past, it'll show up whenever it shows up for you. Um, and because what happens is we're in the present moment now, which is the being, which is the natural flow state. And everything's fine now. When people get anxious, I'm like, wait a minute, everything is fine now. Everything is always good in the now space. Everything's fine. We're safe, we're fine, everything's good. What happens is when we go back to the past, remember our subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or what's imagined. When we go back to the past on a specific events that may not have been favorable to us, our subconscious mind thinks that's happening now. Your body goes to the same vibrations, that same uh, emotional pattern that it did at the time of the event that it happened. So why would we
Right.
keep doing that to ourselves? So we don't worry about
It's
the
like
past. It
torture.
is, it is. And then the
Yeah,
future's not here yet, and we
torturing.
can create it. So we're thinking about beautiful things. So just keep positive, and everything will work out. Um, there was something else I was gonna say. Go ahead. It'll come back to me if it's supposed to be said.
Yeah. I don't know where to go from there. I think it's those things come up just because I do think that is just doing the hard work sometimes, just even through this process, right? Every single time we go to a new topic, and it requires more of you, right? And not in a bad
Mhm.
way, because it's all moving you for good. So I don't want to sound like, but it requires more of me. I feel like my mind starts challenging me more, and things will come up that I'm noticing. I'm so thankful though, because I'm noticing them, and having to do the self talk, and constantly having to apply the tools and strategies and things that you have given to us, um, to keep me going and believing and moving. And thank God for your support and reminders as well, because um, it will one day be automatic, just as automatic, right, as all the things that are coming up with the old belief systems, with the old things that I used to say to myself, or whatever, the ego trying to protect me in
Mhm.
some way from things that aren't even happening, anymore. So, um, anyway, I know I'm kind of all over about that, but I just wanted to make sure that, people that are listening really understand, like, it's a raw experience. It's a good experience.
Well,
It's the best
you're
experience, because
pulling
when
more of
you
your
get
spiritual being to the surface. So, the
yeah,
full expression of who you are. Ah, it's so
yeah,
good.
and that is, yeah, it is good. And it's raw. It's raw. It's raw and real, and it is. But you know what? It's okay. It feels safe. It feels good. Like every time I'm experiencing these things, I feel better and lighter. That I have to kind of dig it out and remove it and replace it with something better. Who wouldn't want to? Who wouldn't want to do
Well, and I
that?
think really,
Um,
how we're doing it is it's only 6 months to change all this, where
yeah,
people live their whole lives and never change it. They just stay in the rut um, you know, of their thinking. And, the hardest thing we ever have to do is to think appropriately,
yeah,
right? To get the little mind chatter out of
yeah,
the way. So for me, that's why I dove into this. Let's just do it the right way, and let's just go for it, right? And maybe that maybe my background of engineering where experiments are great. I'm like, I'll just use my life as an experiment. And actually it's
yeah,
been
yeah,
fun. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Well, okay, this is if I know I'm, the creator of my reality because I am. I mean, I've proven that to myself. You just use your life as this is your this is your whole chemistry lab right here, the world. So, whenever I say that, your experimental lab, because you apply these principles in the way you think, the way you move in the world, the way you act, you can see that you are the creator of your reality. Your world's your experimenting place for you. Are you feeling that? Do you see the situations that you're manifesting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I do. I do. And I feel like I'm not the most patient person. I have to say, like, I would like to see more if I'm being very honest, but I also know that, like, as you've told me, and I believe, like, sometimes things don't always show up immediately. And so, but I know they're coming. I know that. I feel that. There's no, like you said, according to the law, there's no other way for it to end up, right? If it's supposed to happen, it will. And um, so I'm just going to keep moving. And that's it. And that's the whole point of all of this, is your actions aligning with the things that you're believing, and you taking those steps every day, and you putting things into practice every day. From the smallest thing, it doesn't always seem small, but from the smallest thing, like correcting your thoughts
That's
and
the
affirming
biggest thing.
yourself. And
That's the
that
biggest
is
thing,
literally
because the
big.
reason I say
That
that
is
is because I
literally,
see so many people, they may know some of this material that we're talking about, but they
yeah,
fail to apply it to
yeah,
their lives, you know, because the real
yeah.
work is your thinking, the real work is the inner work. Some people may be pretending, like trying to put their behavior out there, but the real work is, when they say, with "fake it till you make it," something like that. Well, you can't
Oh
continuously
yeah, yeah,
fake
yeah.
things, right? I get the concept, but it's like you've got to your inner world, like, you gotta fake it within your inner world till you make it, right? That's the part, is like you gotta
Okay, that's
pep
good.
talk yourself up into, "Who are you? I am this. I am this already," internally.
Yeah,
That's where the real work
that's
is.
great. Yeah,
So you can do
yeah,
all the work,
that's right.
in that way.
Yeah. I I love it. I feel like sometimes I feel when I'm hearing the thoughts or the things come up, like I just, like, who is that inside of me? Like, who? It doesn't. That's not who I am. That's not who. That doesn't even make sense to me. It's just very foreign sometimes, those thoughts now that I'm catching.
Well, I'm
That were
hoping
very
that they
automatic.
are that you are, well, I know you are, that the thoughts are getting better and better and better, or
Oh
there's
yeah,
more space in between when things come up.
for sure,
Good.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oddly enough, yeah, it's more neutral, I think, than
Mhm.
anything. But when I'm doing things that I wouldn't normally do, or don't know all the things about, right? So that's a whole challenge. Has always been a bit
Trust.
of a challenge for me. Is about, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like those things just pop in, and I'm just like, what?
Well, one thing we talked about
um,
was, the universe likes quick action, right? Quick action. So whenever you have
yeah,
those intuitive
I'm
hits,
learning that.
whenever you're asking in the morning, "What is my next step?" or "What
Yeah,
is the guidance for today?" and you have these inspirational ideas, move on them. Whether you know how to do the whole thing or not, just move on them, because the next steps will unfold, right? Did you see my light go
right. That's true. And I'm learning that. I'm learning that because I'm a planner and I'm a process. It takes me time to process things and all of that stuff. But I'm just like, when you keep telling me that, I'm like, woo, that just feels so, it's so foreign to who I have been and who I am. But it does make sense. It makes sense because it always, once you move, then the things unfold. And I know that. I know that in other ways. I think it's sometimes generalizing that to things that are out of my comfort zone somewhat.
You got
So I'm working on
you
those
gotta be
things.
comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's really,
That's
you
right.
have your
That's right.
you have your vision in mind, and, um, and you just flow
Yeah.
with life when you take the next action step. It's so much easier. It's so much
Right.
easier
Exactly.
to do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Anything else that you would like to talk about today?
When you're just reminding me of when you said, be comfortable with being
Mhm.
uncomfortable kind of thing. I just think like if you truly believe like who you are and in your divine heritage, right? Um, you're not going to accept anything less. So the discomfort is okay. You know, it becomes okay. Um, you learn to accept that and move with it, and just kind of get beyond that, and that just becomes your new normal. I would say, right? And in a good way. It's unknown, but it isn't bad, right? I don't want to ever label it as bad.
Yes, you're the unknown. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. But you're completely supported. You know that. You're completely supported
Yeah,
in every way. You have all the tools to create your life. You have all the help that you need, tapping into uh, the universal mind, asking for guidance. You always get everything you need. Sometimes in really
yeah,
big ways, if we can remove our abundance blockers, that's whenever all the things start to
right.
flood in. One day, everything just starts to come in and you're like, "Whoa," you know? And so, yeah, it's a very, peaceful, joyful living. And
Joy.
fun,
That
like,
is
what's
it.
gonna happen today? You
Yeah,
know, what great things are gonna come into my world
yeah,
today? Who am I gonna meet? What ideas are gonna come in? What am I gonna work on? You were talking about having a
yeah.
task list, and that's the one thing we do is write down, 6 actions for the day, right? 6 action items after you go through the meditation, or just quieting the mind, things come through. What are your actions for the day? So you have some structure and you're working towards great things. But I love how you were able to just flex your time yesterday and still go out and enjoy the things that you wanted to enjoy, because that list is not that you have to get all of that done today, like, because there's tomorrow. You just move things on to the whatever you didn't get done today, you move it on to the list tomorrow. No big deal. It's all gonna get done. It's all good.
Yeah. I love that I had the opportunity to do that. I'm so grateful for that. I got up also just once I started getting into all of my um, things that I'm grateful for. I'm writing down all the things, a lot of the things from yesterday, even, and just thinking, I can't wait to do that again today. I can't wait to just be happy that I get to. You know, I get to
Mhm.
choose. I get to um, just really choose happiness even in the things, find fun in all of the things that I'm
Yeah.
doing. I That's important to me.
So,
So
gratitude, and I think it's really helpful what you just discussed is doing gratitude every day. And I used to do, like, the past 24 hours, what am I grateful for? And there's so many small things that may not have come up in, well, I can speak for myself. So many small things whenever I was doing that during that time that I may not have been grateful for because they're small, but then you go, "Oh, wow, this happened, and this happened, and this happened." And then eventually, once you do that gratitude exercise every day, it's just a habit. So now I'm just like
right.
I'm grateful for everything now. I'm aware of everything that happens, but boy, writing that down. What happened the last 24 hours? 10
Yeah.
things. There's so many things you can pull from.
Oh gosh, yeah, 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 yeah. You know, even doing that, I'm like just trying to be like walking gratitude. You know what I mean? Like, and just be thankful in the moments too. I do love the reflection part of that though. I do that. Try to do that every single night before I go to bed, and just sit and review my day, or lay in bed and review my day, and just be like, oh, thank you for this, thank you for that. This was the best, you know, whatever it might be. And even the small things, like you
Yeah.
said, the small
The small
things.
things are the sweet things, aren't they? Joyous
Yes.
simplicity.
Yeah. Yeah. Joyous
Yeah.
simplicity. Yeah. I
I
love
do
that.
too. So, I think that's a great
Yeah.
note to end on. Everybody move through their day with joyous simplicity, and we will see you back next week. Have a wonderful week.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Take care.